This should be a very fun one right now. There's one thing that I noticed when dealing with some of these businesses. The place where I'm headed now is a very unique company. If you've ever seen, have you ever heard of an MUV? Yeah, Central Florida. Tansy Notary. Shout out to the West Coasters are in here right now. The West Coast. You ever heard of an MUV? It's like a multiple use vehicle. Basically, a big camping vehicle. Something where you could like trick it out, put luxury items in there. So this company I'm headed to, they do that. They make that. Yeah, it's like a big, imagine if you took like a Sprinter van and then you put beds inside of it, or you put a kitchen inside of it. But here's the thing, when you do that to a vehicle, the obvious idea that comes to mind is, all right, I'm going to go camping. And instead of sleeping on the ground, I'm going to sleep inside of this camper. And that's true, you can do that. But imagine if you took that and did a notary appointment, right? That's what these guys specialize in. Not notary specifically, but what they specialize in is taking that idea and not just restricting it to camping. So you can make it a lifestyle vehicle. They call it an MUV, a multiple use vehicle. So they take these vans and then they trick them out. They make them look really cool. And, you know, it's custom. So whatever you want inside of it, it does, you know, if you want to put a printer inside of it, you want to put a scanner inside of it or something. You want to put a table so you can do your mobile notary appointments. Do whatever you want to do. But I was looking at some of the samples. Put it this way. This guy booked this appointment 2 days ago and completely automated, never talked to the guy. Exactly what I preach from day one. You got to get your own appointments. You have to get your own clients. You can't depend on a signing service or some title company or some third-party app to give you clients. You have to get your own. And the importance is that when you get your own, you call your own shots. You decide what the playing field is. You determine what the terms are, and you know when you go, what time you go. So, and here's the thing, people love that. People love it. They're asking, they're begging, they're pleading, they're on their knees, they're just crossing their fingers, wishing that you could give this to them. But instead, you take appointments down on a piece of paper and then you misspell their name. Or you forget the 0 in the address and now you're 15 minutes late. Stuff happens. So to completely eliminate that problem, to avoid it altogether, you let them do all that work. And then the whole process becomes automated, and then they love it. And when they do that, when they see that you have that option for them, because, you know, they're used to that. That's what Tiger talks about. The customer behavior has shifted so far, so quickly, that if you're not doing these techniques, then and your crosstown competitor is, then you're going to get left behind really quick. So this company, and if you think of it, this is how you attract businesses, right? So another company, whether it's a big company or a small company, such as the one I'm headed to right now, this company that customizes recreational vehicles, they want that. They look for that. They don't want you to answer your phone and be some backwoods basement closet operation where you're taking notes on a piece of papers and sending text messages. They don't want that. In fact, that's the quickest way to get your appointment denied. That's the quickest way to get rejected. That's the fastest way to talk yourself out of a business, is to come with some cheap stuff. So the more money and the more time and energy you invest into creating an experience that businesses are used to, then they will naturally attract that. You will repel the people who are cheap, the $10, you know, the $5 the $5 holla, those people, you'll repel them. They'll just go flying away like fruit flies. And what you will end up doing is attracting the people who love that. people who work in government offices, people who are judges, people who are chief marketing officers of big companies, people who are short on time and they have to travel to Costa Rica on Tuesday. You attract those people who seek, you attract retired philosophy professors, or you attract business owners that have roofing companies, and somebody broke into their building 2 nights ago, so they have to report it to the State Farm Insurance. You attract those people, and believe me when I say this, they don't care what you charge. Oh, but it all comes back down to the point that you have to attract your own clients. It's important that you don't rely on a third-party source for a business. It's very important. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying that you can't actually have a very profitable and thriving, vital business. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that if you ain't getting your own clients, then you're at the mercy of, I don't know, the real estate market. I don't know. Who knows what that's going to do? You're at the mercy of someone not liking you in a company because you returned their documents, a day late, or you signed it in the wrong color. But you're at the mercy of so many factors that are out of your control. And if it's your business, then you should be the person in control. So it's very important that you get your own business. Very important that you get and attract your own clients, and that you charge your own rates based upon your time, based upon how long it takes for you to come up out of your house and drive 10 minutes across town or an hour across town and meet with the company. Because, and here's the thing with this company, and this is why I'm saying companies don't mind what you charge them, because as long as you're giving them the red carpet treatment, as long as you're giving them the top shelf treatment, and you are giving them the top shelf treatment, aren't you? I know you are. I know you're not giving people shortcuts, and you're not giving people that cheap stuff. So they should have no problem paying for it. So this company, or the guy who contacted me, their appointment was scheduled at about 30 minutes from now, but he called and he said, and again, you are in control of your time. So he called and said, and I missed the call, by the way. I missed calls, but I missed this call because I was making up the bed. I was doing something. I was, cooking pizza. Who knows? It doesn't matter what you were doing. The point is that you missed the call. And then I recognized the number immediately. I double checked it, because whenever somebody calls me 3 times, like consecutive times, I'm like, all right, this person really wants to say something. They really want to talk to me. So let me call them back. So I called them back, and actually, before I called them back, again, because you never want to go into a meeting unprepared. You want to have your weapons. And I learned this from working with doctors, working with top surgeons. I'm not talking about top surgeons in the country. I'm talking about the top surgeons, top knee and top shoulder surgeons in the world. Dr. Peter Millett and Dr. Robert LaPrade. I learned this from working with them. You never go into a war, in other words, never go into an exam room without some information. You have to go into a situation armed with something, right? You can't just go in there. So, how does that relate to notary business? So before I called him back, after he called 3 times, I double checked to make sure that, hey, why is he calling me 3 times? It must be something important. So let me double check. I looked at the phone number for my upcoming appointment. Sure enough, it was him. So I already know his name. So I call, and based upon who answers the phone, I already know their name. So when I approach this phone call, I'm already equipped with all the information. So this is what I said. I called him and I said, hey, this is Jeremiah from Oakland Notary. I see that we have some missed calls. Is this so-and-so's name? And his name was Andrew. And he said, yeah, thanks for returning the call. He's very happy. And he just wants to know if he can move up the appointment. Rather than have, like I say, this appointment was scheduled for 30 minutes from now. But he just wanted to call and say, if I can move it up, then that'd be great. If not, no problem. But if we could, and the answer is always yes. You always answer to the person's request. If they want to move it up, say yes, we can move it up. Right? Why wait till later? Now, there are exceptions to that rule because let's say, and again, people who follow, some of the stuff that we talk about, you should always be getting paid first. There's no exceptions, no excuse. And I'm going to tell you the story about why you should always get paid first. I'm going to share that story. I shared the story in the Thumbtack for Notaries book, and that story is kind of what spawned my obsession with Thumbtack. But I'm going to share a brief portion of that story. But if you're following any of this stuff that we talk about, you should always be getting paid first. No exception. So when this person wants to move up the appointment 30 minutes, no problem. It's okay. We've already gotten paid first, so we don't have to worry about that. The only exception would be, let's say if I subcontracted this appointment out, and then someone else who I already scheduled to get here at 11:45, I have to call them up and say, hey, can you get there at 11:15 instead? But I'm doing this appointment. I'm running this one on my own. I'm running this appointment because I have a rule that says every first appointment, if I've never worked with them before, then I have to run this appointment. They have to experience the excellence in the level of service that I provide so that in the future, I can send other people. But at the very first time, they got to see me. They got to see me. And I'll take you guys on this appointment with me. This is a rich neighborhood that I'm in right now. And when I say rich, I don't mean like financially or monetarily. I mean, it's probably some of that too. But this neighborhood has a lot of history. Any of you guys familiar with the Black Panthers? The Black Panther Party? You guys heard of them? This is where they're from, right here. They're from this area here. Yeah, and this is it right here. Here's my location. All right, so nobody's parked on this side of the street. Does that mean that shit, let me see. All right, I'll take you guys in here with me. You guys want to come along? Come on. This should be pretty fast. I'm gonna park behind this garbage truck. All right, you guys want to come along? So again, automation, we do it the same way. Hey, do you know why I'm here? I'm here to do two things. You got to prove to me who you are, and I'm gonna witness you sign a document. Put your name in my stamp, and put your name in my binder, and then I'm gonna witness you sign a document. I sign it, stamp it. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I'll let you guys know how I run it. That's the whole appointment right there. If you have any questions, let us know. Call us. But that's the whole entire appointment. All right, so before I go in, I'm gonna double check, make sure that I'm here for the right person. That I say their name right, and I believe it's Andrew. Andrew, yep. Man, this stuff never gets old, bro. This stuff, I love this. I love this so much. I love going in and out of people's places of work or their homes and just doing what I do, man. This never gets old, bro. And the fact that you've already gotten paid first, you just, this is it.